If you operate a med spa in 2026, you need to hear this. If you're looking to grow your practice past $1 million per revenue per year, then the best way to do it is not by better marketing, it's not by buying the latest, fanciest technology, and it's definitely not by hiring a new injector. It's by capturing 100% of the leads that are already coming in. Because the truth is, most modern med spas struggle with missed calls and slow follow-ups. And even if you only miss 4 calls per week, then you could still be losing up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in lost revenue. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining how the top 10% of med spas are implementing this 2-step AI solution into their business and how it's saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in lost revenue each year. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so the hidden revenue leak that's costing med spas thousands in 2026 and how AI fixes it instantly. Let's get into it. So for today's agenda, we're going to be diagnosing your med spa's revenue leak, why marketing isn't the problem, and how the top 10% are implementing this strategy, how the demo works, and you're going to see it eventually like how it all plays together. So the real problem. Call statistics show that 30% of inbound calls to aesthetic clinics go unanswered, 80% of calls won't even leave a voicemail, and 60% of people call the next med spa immediately. So in the end, most bookings happen with the first med spa that actually answers. And if we think about it, obviously this varies from industry to industry, but for average small businesses, on the right you can see an image. 20% of calls missed, 85% of calls never call back, 62% of calls call the next competitor. So these statistics are pretty close together, right? So let's jump to it more. So why is this happening? Well, in reality, the front desk is always juggling with walk-ins and they're dealing with checkouts, right? Also, injectors have to be dealing with mid-treatments, so they can't always just be picking up calls. You also have to account for lunch breaks when people aren't available on spot. And after hours is also a big one where a lot of calls go straight to voicemail. Weekends, especially peak promo days, like when you're having a bunch of people just come in to your shop, right? And the one thing I want that you should take away from this is aesthetic urgency is emotional and impulsive, and that means patients don't wait. For example, if someone is going to call your med spa, in their mind they're all hyped. They're like, oh my god, I'm going to get this done today, or I'm going to look amazing after this, I'm going to look fabulous, right? That amount of impulsiveness and emotional readiness, that's all lost when you miss the call. And over time, if you can't follow them in time, then guess what? That urgency dies down, right? Their commitment and their impulses of like, I'm gonna get this done today, I'm gonna look fabulous, right? It's gonna die down, right? So why aren't med spas fixing this? Well, to be honest, right now, a lot of owners or shop managers, their perspective on this matter is that, we'll just hire another receptionist, or we'll just call them back later, or heck, they'll just leave a voicemail. But actually, this is one of the most common traps that I see, which is thinking that these missed calls are not as important. But when in reality, right, a receptionist can only do one call at one time. That means they're not covered for nights or after hours. So any call that comes in through there is just sent immediately to his voicemail, and their payroll looks expensive, right? And you have to account for burnout and turnover. So the cost of delay, right? Let's do the stats. If you miss just 5 calls per week, right? And we assume that 30% of those callers are high intent new patients, and in the end, we assume 1 or 2 serious inquiries were lost. So the average patient value, like Botox, fillers, and upsells, let's say it's $1,200 per year to $2,500 per year. And even though it can go up to $2,500 per year, let's stay conservative, $1,500 per year. If you miss 1 patient per week, that is equal to $6,000 per month. And in 1 year, that accounts to $72,000 per year in lost revenue. And if you want to calculate yourself, I already made you an equation so you can calculate your monthly missed revenue. So just take it, multiply your calls times appointment value and conversion rate, and that'll get you your monthly revenue times 30. So the consequence stack. If you miss calls, it's as simple as this. You're wasting ad spend, right? All those ads that you spent to a marketing agency or Google, it's going straight to your competitor, right? If you spend $1,000 on ads and you miss 25% of your calls, 25% of your leads are going straight to guess who? Your competitor, right? $250 going straight to your competitor. Also, the influence that you had promote your med spa, it's all gone to waste, right? At the same time, med spas are all about first impressions. They're all about making your clients look amazing and fabulous. But if you can't even pick up the call on the first interaction with most of your new clients, you're gonna lose that trust. You're gonna lose that impression, that first wow impression when you miss the call. Because in reality, when someone's calling, they're either calling for help, they have a question, or they need something done. And if you can't answer their call or can't even call them back within 5 minutes, in their mind, they're thinking, you're not interested, you're too busy, you can't handle their issue. So also, you're losing high ticket packages like RF microneedling, fillers, and etc. So this creates a double loss because you not only lose the money you spent acquiring that lead, but you also lose the lifetime value of that client. And this is not even including all the potential referrals they could have gotten you of just one single client that you missed. All the referrals and their referrals, right? It just becomes like a cascading event, right? So what are your alternatives, right? Currently, this is a really common one, which is receptionists. They're friendly, they know your brand, but they cost $3,000 to $5,000 per month in costs, and they can only take one call at a time. So if 3 people call at one time, which I know it's rare, but it does happen, then guess what? Only one of them actually get through, and the 2 of them also just go straight to voicemail. And with receptionists, you're not covering them after hours unless you want to blow away your entire revenue, right? As for call centers, you can hire them to handle volume. They are really good at handling a lot of volume, but they feel outsourced because at the end of the day, it's just some guy in an office cubicle reading off of a script. Quality can get inconsistent because at the same time they're reading off a script, and they can get expensive pretty fast, especially if you're going to start growing. For text automations, they work 24/7, so nighttime, daytime, but they feel robotic, right? Have you ever gotten that green text from a company? It feels like robotic and automated. You don't even want to text back, so it's reactive as well, right? And studies have shown like only 50% of people actually respond to those green texts, right? Compared to blue text SMS messages. So what are the top 10% of med spas doing right now? AI patient capture systems. With these AI capture systems, all your calls are answered 24/7. Your conversations with your clients are human-like, right? The AI will book them straight into your calendar, and it qualifies them on the treatment. It sends those reminders and follow-ups to make sure that you're not getting no-shows and people canceling out. And the best part about it is it costs a fraction of a staff, right? We saw $3K to $5K for just one employee for 1 month. Meanwhile, AI is like a fraction of that, right? It also never misses a call, which is the entire point of it. So before, you were missing high ticket leads, your staff were overwhelmed with peak days, busy months, and owners were answering calls at night or calling back voicemails in the morning. Your marketing return on investment was inconsistent and choppy. But now, after you have an AI receptionist, every call is answered instantly, appointments are booked while you sleep, and ads are fully monetized, and 100% of it is being used. So that means your staff can focus on your own patients, giving them the best possible treatment and value, while your revenue is also staying predictable at the same time. The reality is, in 2026, the highest performing med spas don't compete on marketing. They're competing on speed, because the first spa to answer wins at the end of the day. And AI is your 24/7 front desk without the payroll, without the breaks, without the burnout, without the vacation time. I'm going to show you a quick clip of a demo that I recorded, and you're going to see exactly how our AI receptionist responds to MedSpa inquiries and books them straight into your calendar. We're going to do a quick test call of the AI agent, and let's see how it works.
Hi, thanks for calling Rosie Med Spa. This is Ava. What are we working on today?
Hey Ava, I just wanted to hear about what you guys offer.
Gotcha.
What's the popular one?
Love it. We're all about natural glowy results here in downtown Austin. Our most popular treatments are Botox, lip flips, hydroglow facials, and microneedling for texture. Are you more interested in injectables like Botox lips or skin treatments like facials/peels/microneedling?
Could you tell me about like the prices of your Botox or lip fills?
Pricing depends on the area and how many units syringes you need, since everyone's a little different. Are you thinking just a Botox refresh, like forehead frown lines, and subtle lip filler, or something a bit more glam?
Maybe yeah, maybe for a forehead Botox. Does it hurt at all or no?
You'll feel tiny, quick pinches, but it's super tolerable, and our injectors are very gentle, so most people are surprised by how easy it is. Are you just thinking forehead for now, or also the 11S between your brows?
Yeah, maybe just forehead. Do you guys require a consultation?
Perfect. Yes, new clients start with a quick consult so we can look at your movement and map out exactly how many units you'll need. Would you like to set up a consultation for your forehead Botox?
Um, yeah, sure. Where are you guys located?
We're in downtown Austin in a modern pink accent studio, super easy to get to. Would you like something this week or next week for your Botox consult?
Yeah, let's schedule a consultation. How do we get started?
Easy. I'll grab a few details and get you booked. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Brian Nguyen.
Nice to meet you, Brian. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
415-361-7810.
Got it. Thanks, Brian. And what's the best email for your appointment details?
BryanNGUYENS12@gmail.com.
Let me check what we have available for a Botox consultation, and I'll give you some options. I've got some options for you. We can do Thursday today between 4 o'clock, 8:30 p.m., or tomorrow, Friday at 3:30 p.m. What day and time works best for your forehead Botox consult?
Can we try tomorrow, Thursday at 4 p.m.?
Got it. I'll lock you in for tomorrow at 4 p.m. for your forehead Botox consult. Perfect. You're all set for your forehead Botox consultation tomorrow at 4 p.m. You're going to look so refreshed, not frozen.
Thanks. Okay.
You're so welcome. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Rosie Med Spa.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed that demo that I made for you. You're probably surprised at how realistic it sounded and how well it actually handled that caller, right? So without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight into how this actually works, which you're probably wondering right now, how the call flow works, how it was able to answer those questions so flawlessly. So let's get into it. Alright, so I have a quick call flow that I mapped out. So let's start right here. So whenever a call comes into your med spa, maybe from a referral, from an ad or anything like that, it'll prompt you with a friendly greeting, which you saw earlier. It'll say something like, "Hey, this is Ava calling. This is Ava from Rosie Med Spa. How can I help you today?" And from there, it'll gauge whether it's a new or existing customer. So if it's a new client, for example, it'll try to identify the caller's goal. Like, it'll ask, "Is this your first time with us? What service are you interested in? And have you done this before?" And then after that, it'll just try to qualify them to see, is there a consultation that is needed? Is there any medical restrictions with proceeding with this treatment? And then after that, if it feels like it is a good fit, it'll try to offer a consultation, right? And then after they accept the consultation, the AI will check your availability within your calendar and see what time slots are available. So for example, it'll give off like, "Hey, we have Monday for 3 p.m. We have Tuesday for 4 p.m. What would you like?" Right? Offer those appointment times, and after the caller confirms one, it'll lock in the appointment on your calendar so no one else can take it. And bam, on your calendar, you'll see just a magically random pop-up of a new lead. From there, it'll collect the contact info, name, date of birth if needed, phone number, email, and send them that confirmation. So this is one example that I have from another company. You'll say, hey, for example, it'll say, hey, this is Rosie Med Spa. Ava calling here. Will be your appointment or consultation is scheduled for this and that time, right? Make sure you don't get no-shows. And lastly, it'll add them into your CRM calendar, so that way you see everything on your end, on your systems as well. Thank the caller for their time and bless them a really good day. So, for example, what if they're also doing reschedules instead of a new client? If they need to reschedule or cancel, the AI caller will collect their information, look them up in your CRM or calendar, and update the status whether it needs to be rescheduled another time or to be canceled right away. And then call ended. What if there is an emergency? Well, it'll flag that emergency. It'll notify one of your staff members or you as the owner, and then attempt to transfer the call. What if someone is asking for a owner or human, which can happen? Maybe someone figures out it's an AI and they just want to speak to an actual human. Then the AI will attempt to transfer the call. That way, one of your staff members will get a ping on the cell phone, and it'll try to answer the call. The AI will then ask for example, if no one picks up because it's like 12 in the morning, the AI will simply take a message down and then send it to the team or the owner, so it shows up on your phone with the phone number. And what if you're getting a spam call or a robocall, which I know a lot of people nowadays get these spam callers. The AI this is a really abrupt method, but the AI can simply just hang up right away, like boop, 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 like that. Or it can just simply take a message for your team. So now you're probably wondering 1,000 questions right now. So let's jump to the most common ones. How does AI take our calls, and how do we use your phone number? So when implementing an AI receptionist, the AI itself will get a dedicated phone number, which whenever you call it, the AI will pick up. So the way you would connect it to your business is you would set either porting the number, which is a more permanent method, or you can simply set up a non-permanent method, which is call forwarding. So whenever missed calls happen, then the call can simply be directed straight towards the AI. Or if you're planning to do a lot more scaling and you don't want to answer any calls, then you're gonna simply set up the AI to do unconditional call forwarding, which is basically all calls for your MedSpa are sent straight to the AI. And this is especially helpful if you're a small practice or you're a solo operator. Can you integrate into our systems like Go High Level, Calendar, CRMs? Yes. Our AI can integrate within your calendar, so that way it can book appointments, check appointments, and cancel appointments, as well as CRMs, which is to update new leads, track. Most importantly, is to track metrics and information, like see which is the most popular treatment right now, right? So you can double down if you need. And people always ask, does the AI take messages or does it actually book in? Yeah, it'll book in consultations into your systems. It also takes messages in cases where like a human can't get back to them, or let's say the person asks an AI question that I can't answer, like a health related question, then if it can simply take down a message. What if someone needs to speak to an owner, right? As we said earlier, it can simply just do a call transfer. So the same way that you would transfer a call with a phone line is the same way that AI will do it, right? What if someone has what if you have a special circumstance? How programmable can it get? AI is very flexible because it can handle many different industries. So for example, we have built them for law firms, restaurants, and obviously these require different types of flows and logic behind it. So when it comes to med spas, it's really simple. We can program the AI to not answer this question, to answer this question, or to make sure that it follows these rules and doesn't go out of it, right? How does it know our business? Well, simply we take a knowledge base, which is we take a bunch of information from your business or your website, we put it all into one document, and we give it to the AI. So we tell the AI like, hey, this is a business, this is their name, this is where they're located, times, address, for example, and then the AI will automatically become your new employee that is trained. So what if the AI says something wrong? Can we see? And yes, there can be call recordings, so that way, like, if there's ever like something important that was missed, then the AI you can simply go back and look into the call logs. And probably this is the biggest question you're running right now: is it HIPAA compliant? Yes, it is HIPAA compliant. With the softwares that we use, they are industry grade and some of the most modern AI softwares. So if needed to ensure HIPAA compliancy, you can turn off call recordings. You can make sure personal information is handled very securely, and that way we remain HIPAA compliant, no issues, no everything's cool and beans, right? So can it handle multiple calls at once? Yeah, and that's the main point about it, right? It can handle up to 20 calls per month, 20 calls per time, and even more than that. So previously, when you were getting multiple calls at once, most of them had to go to voicemail. You can only answer one at a time. Now AI handles all of it, right? So that way you don't have to lift a finger. You just sit back and relax and see all those appointments coming in from your marketing campaigns, right? So now, if you're curious about how this would look like for your industry, med spa, I can actually. So now, if you're curious about how this would look like for your industry, you can actually test my AI live for free. Just go to my website in the description below and simply fill out your phone number, and the AI will call you in 10 seconds. And then, bam, just like that. You don't have to look at me testing it. You don't have to watch someone else do it. You can test it live for free. Just go to my website. Or if you want to book a free consultation with me so we can go over your business leaks and diagnose your revenue errors, you can book a call with me in the description below, and I'll walk you through everything you need to know, right? And we can also test the call live if you need. So that's all I wanted to share today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Peace.